Today's topic for discussion is habit and habitat of algae. Next, on the basis of occurrence of algae, the algal plants are divided into many groups which are discussed below. Aquatic algae. Most of the algal flora that is adapted to survive in water, and these are termed as aquatic algae because they occur in water. There are two types of water on the earth, that is fresh water and marine water. The algae which can grow in fresh water, that is described as freshwater algae, and the algae which grow in sea water or salty water, that is described as marine algae. This is the freshwater algae. Just I discussed with you, that is the freshwater algae occurs in fresh water, like it occurs in river, lake, dam, ditches of water streams. These are the water bodies of fresh water in which the algae occurs, and that algae is considered as freshwater algae. Example of freshwater algae: Odobonium, it is one of the algae, it is freshwater algae. Chlamydomonas, Rivularia. There are hundreds of algae which occur in fresh water. Now, this is the photograph given in this slide, that is the floating algae. This is the floating colonial algae and its name is Merismopedia. This is the name of algae. This is a colonial algae and it is freshwater free floating algae. Next, this is marine algae. Marine algae, seawater algae. Okay, the algae which occurs in salty water or in sea water, that algae is described as marine algae. There are many types of marine algae are known to man. The algal flora which is very common even in marine water. And for example, in our syllabus, Sargassum is given. Sargassum, it is a very large sized algae. It resembles a plant, but it is not a plant, it is an algae, and it is one of the example of marine algae. One more photograph, one more figure given here to the left side, that is fucus. This is also one of the algae which occurs in marine water. Next, and this is the submerged algae. Submerged algae means the algae which occur at the bottom of fresh or marine water, that is submerged algae. That means the algae which occur below water surface, that is described as submerged algae. The water may be of river, or it may be a dam or lake or ditches or water streams, or it may be a saline water, or that is the oceanic water. When the algae occurs below the surface of water, that is described as submerged algae. Here in figure it has given one example is given, that is example of submerged algae. Mostly the submerged algae grow attached to the substratum which is present at the bottom of water, and such algae produces the hold fast, and here the figure is given. Hold fast is shown in the photograph. Okay, hold fast helps in attachment of the algae to the substratum. That substratum may be stone in the water, or it may be any large rocky area, or any large stone, wood, anything below the water surface to which algae attached. That algae which is present below the water surface, that is described as submerged algae. Next, this is free floating algae. The algae which occur on the surface of the water. The water may be fresh water or it may be salty water. If it is a fresh water, then it may be the water of river, dam, lake, again ditches, etc. When algae occurs on the surface of the water, that algae is described as free floating algae. Okay. Next, terrestrial algae. Terrestrial algae means that algae which can grow on the land, wetlands. Many algal forms they grow on wetlands. For example, Botryddium, Vaucheria, Cytonema. These are the algal plants which grow on land, wetlands. Okay, near river, near dam, etc. And to the right side, this is the photograph of terrestrial algal colonies. This photograph I got it from the campus of Dr. Rafiq Zakaria College for Women, and algal growth is shown in this. This is the terrestrial algae. And to the left side, the figure is given, that is the name of algae is Cytonema. It is semi-terrestrial algae. That means it grows close to the water sometimes. It is very close to the water, and it can grow on land as well as in water, close to the water. Next, this is epiphytic algae. The epiphytic algae are also known as aerophytes. The algal flora, there are many algal flora generally you have seen in the forest area, in forest trees. Most of the forest trees branches looks green because of the growth of the algae. The algal forms which grow on the branches of large trees of the forest or large trees in humid area, generally it grows. Those algae which is described as epiphytic algae. And this photograph shown in this, the figure is shown in this slide, that is Stygonema. It is a epiphytic algae and it also grow on aquatic plants. Okay. Next, habit and habitat of algae, that is cryophytes. The algal flora means algal plants which grow on snow in cool areas, which can grow on ice. Such algal flora is described as cryophytes. Due to their growth on snow, the surface of the snow turns green or yellow or red or brown in color. That is because of the growth of algae. And the Chlamydomonas, it is one of the unicellular, uninucleated, pyriform shaped algae which can grow on the ice or snow. And which species of Chlamydomonas grow on snow? That is Chlamydomonas nivalis. This is the species of Chlamydomonas which grow on snow. Next slide. This is endophyte. Endophyte, endo means inner, phyta means plant. Means some algae they grow inside the thallus of higher plants. Here we have shown the photograph of nostoc. It is a very microscopic algae, very small in size, and this grow inside the thallus of Anthoceros. Anthoceros, it is a member of Bryophyta. This plant shows nostoc colonies when you take the section of the thallus. When the algal plants survive inside the body of other plant, such algal flora is termed as endophyte. The transverse section of Anthoceros thallus can show the nostoc colonies in the cells. Next, the symbiotic algae. The algal members which combine with fungal partner and survive without harm to each other. In such case, the algae provide food to the fungus and fungus provide moisture and minerals and mechanical support to the algae. Such a mutually beneficial relationship between algae and fungus that occurs in lichen thallus, and that phenomenon is known as symbiosis, and this is the symbiotic relationship. symbiotic relation. The entire phenomenon is known as symbiosis. The algae which takes part in the symbiosis that grows along with the fungal member. Such algal forms are described as symbiotic algae. They combine with the fungus and that forms a new thallus. Algae and fungus together that forms a new thallus that is known as lichen. Okay. In lichen there is symbiotic relationship. Okay. Next. Lithophytes. The algal flora. Generally, most of the algal flora that grow on rock or edges of lake, again it is the rocky edges or edges of pond, river, they are rocky. The flora, the algae which grow on the rock, that is described as lithophyte. Lithophytes, okay. And the example of lithophyte is Cytonema. It is a terrestrial algae as well as it is a lithophyte. Okay. Next. Parasitic algae. There are some members of algae which grow on the leaf of higher plant, and when it grows on the leaf, that much area of the leaf do not show photosynthesis, and hence it is a loss of the affected plant. And such algae are described as parasitic algae because that harms the higher plant. There are certain members which are parasites on higher plants like tea, coffee plants. They get affected by parasitic algae because the algal flora that grow on the leaves. And one algae that causes red rust disease of tea, disease of coffee, its name is Cephalourus. Cephalourus is the algae which causes red rust disease of coffee and tea. And such disease causing algae is described as parasitic algae. Next. Thermal algae. Certain algal forms which require very high temperature to grow and develop and survive. Such algae naturally requires higher temperature. Such algal flora which can tolerate to high degree of temperature is described as thermal algae. Okay. Next. Thank you very much. Save trees, save earth.